Forest fans, we've got massive news coming your way today that could completely change how we line up against Brentford. While everyone's been talking about our transfer business, there's a 20-year-old Brazilian gem who's been quietly making waves at the City ground, and his story is absolutely incredible. We're talking about a player with enormous potential who's being compared to Champions League winners, and he might just be thrust into the spotlight sooner than anyone expected. The Forest. Faithful need to hear this because it could define our entire season. If you're a true Red and you believe in the future of this club, smash that like button right now, hit subscribe, and stick around because what I'm about to tell you about Jair Cunha will blow your mind. Right, Forest fans, let's dive into this absolute gem we've got on our books. Jair Cunha arrived at the City ground alongside Igor Jesus in that brilliant double swoop from Brazilian giants Botafogo, and let me tell you, this is something special. While we've all been focusing on the big money signings and transfer sagas, Cunha has been quietly impressing everyone behind the scenes, and now he's on the verge of potentially starting against Brentford. Here's what makes this story incredible. This 20-year-old centre-back didn't even come through our academy, but he's already being hailed as the potential breakout star of the 25-26 season. The Athletic has been tracking his journey, and when you hear what his former manager said about him, you'll understand why we should all be excited. Santos boss Lucio compared him to none other than Lucio. Yes, that Lucio who won the Champions League and World Cup. He said Cunha reminds him of the Brazilian legend when he was coming through, describing him as a bit rough around the edges, but strong and committed with enormous potential. Forest fans, what do you think about having a player compared to a World Cup winner in our squad? Drop your thoughts in comments. We want to hear from every single Red watching this. But here's where it gets even more interesting for us. Cunha might not just be a future star, he could be our immediate solution to a pressing problem. With Ola Aina's fitness in serious doubt after missing those friendlies against Birmingham and Fiorentina, Nuno Espirito Santo might be forced to throw Cunha straight into the deep end against Brentford. Now, I know what you're thinking. A centre-back playing full-back isn't ideal. But this Brazilian has looked the most comfortable in that position during pre-season, more so than even Zach Abbott, who's got more experience in our squad. The thing is, we're still chasing Jackson Chachua from Hellas Verona for that right-back spot. But if that deal doesn't get done in time, it's going to be a straight shootout between Abbott and Cunha for the starting position. And from what I've been hearing from sources close to the club, Cunha has been impressing everyone with his adaptability and natural athleticism. Remember, Lucio said he's tall and fast, with enormous potential, exactly what you want in a modern full-back. What's your take on this situation, Forest faithful? Would you rather see the experienced Abbott or give the Brazilian wonder kid his Premier League debut? Let us know in the comments, because this decision could shape our entire season. This is what makes football beautiful, isn't it? 1 minute, you're an unknown 20-year-old from Brazil. The next, you could be starting in the Premier League for Nottingham Forest. Cunha's journey from being too raw to play regularly at Santos to potentially starting against Brentford shows exactly the kind of character and development we love to see. Willy Bowley has been helping him and Igor Jesus settle in, using his Portuguese to bridge that language gap, and you can see how important that mentorship is going to be. The comparison to Lucio isn't just thrown around lightly either. We're talking about a defender who was absolutely world-class, who dominated at the highest level for club and country. If Cunha has even half of that potential, we've got ourselves an absolute steal. The fact that his former manager was desperate to throw him into the team, but waited for the right moment shows the level of talent we're dealing with here. So here we are, Forest fans, potentially about to witness the Premier League debut of our Brazilian gem against Brentford, whether it's out of necessity or A choice. This could be the moment that launches Cunha into the spotlight and gives us a glimpse of what the future holds at the City Ground. That's all for today's massive update. But before you go, make sure you've smashed that like button. If you're excited about Cunha's potential, hit subscribe for all the latest Forest news and drop a comment telling us whether you think he should start against Brentford. We're building the biggest community of Forest fans on YouTube, and we want you to be part of it. Until next time, keep the faith, keep supporting our Reds, and we'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds.